late. I'll have to be late now just to annoy you all who post late in the chat. Hello everyone, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm probably choosing a hat. Alan, that is actually too true, mate. Not today, but often that is very much the case. Hello everyone, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm just actually finishing off these graphics, so bear with me. I've cut it a bit fine today, but yeah, hope you're all well. Hope you're looking forward to Le Sprint, which is starting in less than 10 minutes, hopefully, as long as things go to plan. But yeah, I can hear Hannah saying no. I don't think she enjoyed it. She's looking forward to it. You're not looking forward to it, Han? I think Minton's trying to eat her cookie. I have a cookie. Look at this cookie. Whoa. Whew. Look at that. Be scrolling on that throughout the course of the race. But yeah, it should be good. Yeah, I'm just finishing off. I obviously put the call out, as I typically do, on Twitter and YouTube community, asking for your suggestions. Who you thought would win the sprint qualifying race, will win the sprint qualifying race. I can't speak today. Best team, best driver, worst driver, blah, blah, blah. And I have your results. So I'm just putting the finishing touches on the graphic and then I can show you all. But I guess first of all, while you're all here, my predictions. What do I think is going to happen? Well, I think Valtteri is going to hold on and win. It's about time. It won't be a race win though. Imagine if Valtteri wins this, but then doesn't win the race tomorrow. So then it'd still be no race wins this year for Valtteri Bottas, which would suck. I think McLaren, as long as, again, anything can happen to the first corner, but as long as they don't trip over each other, I think they'll be onto a good thing. Fernando Alonso was easy the driver of last sprint qualifying, full send, all of his experience, all of his talent. You know what? Oh yeah, and Bottas has a penalty, true. So even more reason for him to win today. I did forget about the penalty. That is a bit of an L, isn't it, to come this weekend? But yeah, Alonso coming from the back. Oh, I did change my mind. Nath, I was very wrong yesterday, so of course I've changed my mind. I'm not going to be stubbornly just like, no, McLaren are going to be terrible because I said they were yesterday. Imagine if I was that fickle. Struggler sprint qualifying. I think it's going to be a difficult day for George. He's caught right up at the back. I think a lot of people are expecting him to move through, but he is still just in a Williams. So yeah, that's where my expectations are with that. So I need to right, first of all, your struggle. Interesting who you've put for your struggle of the day for today. You will see shortly. I'm just cropping their head into the little frame that I have. There you go. Oh, beautiful. Look at him. Wonderful. There's your struggle, and then driver of, well, I mean, there's going to be no awards for who won your driver of the day this week, because it's the same person who always wins it, but rightly so a lot of the time. And to be fair, the young man was very, very close to a certain Mr. Max Verstappen yesterday. 5 seconds. Oh look, super chat. Thank you, Augustus, for the €5. Appreciated. Valtteri will win in Sochi. It's basically his track. I mean, he does love a bit of Sochi. Oh, Valtteri. Oh, Valtteri Bottas. There we go. See, like, I can pronounce the T's if I really want to. Right, okay. So as for your predictions, these should be updated. This is what you're saying. 74% of you think Lewis Hamilton is going to win. Only 14% think Bottas is going to stay on top. Max Verstappen 9%, 60% got the McLaren vote, 40% Mercedes. For some reason, either no one's voted for any other teams or there's something wrong with the poll. But it literally just said 60% McLaren, 40% Mercedes, no votes for anything else. Apparently no one voted for any other team. Go and check yourself. That's what it says on the poll. Weird. And then McLaren, Norris, Ricciardo, almost an even split, but Norris takes the dub when his lights out in like a few minutes. I should probably actually get my Now TV set up now. Perez, 12% of the driver of the sprint though. Expectations for him to cut through, but also there's expectation for him to struggle. 40% of the vote goes to Mr. Checo, Sergio Perez. So, you know, you're obviously caught in two minds. 19% say Leclerc. Obviously, I heard that, I don't really know the details, but he had to stop, didn't he, early? Hopefully he just needed a dump. You know, hopefully it's nothing deeper than that. But I guess we'll see. I mean, I think he's all right. I think he's good to go. And then Verstappen also in there as well. Verstappen in struggle, which is interesting. So I guess if both McLarens get past Max and finish ahead of him, then that would constitute quite a significant struggle. But yeah. Right, so I've got Crofty in here. I'm just going to mute him for the time being. Yes, Josh, the Melbourne Demons are in the grand final. Big up the Demons. Thank you, Chup, for the 2 SGDs. My prediction for Man United versus Newcastle. I think with all the hysteria around Ronaldo, Newcastle will draw. I think it will be 1-1. all the build up and it will just be a really like scabby draw for Newcastle. But here we go. Right, okay, so I am on a bit of a delay relative to everyone. I'm not going to bother putting a timer up. What I am going to put up is I'll just quickly chuck this screen together. 100-kilometer race, expecting it to be 25 to 30 minutes long, about 18 laps is what we expect. But 100 kilometers is the main. That's the main figure we're going for. Okay, 100 kilometers. But yeah, the race should be starting pretty soon. So I'm going to move you lot over to that screen. I'm going to... what am I going to do here? I'm just going to make that small. I'm going to make that small. And I'm going to move this here. And I'm going to make that full screen. And I'm going to make that full screen so I can see you lot over there. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, Isabel from Wisconsin. Appreciate it. Wisconsin. I really butchered that pronunciation, didn't I? I'm just going to close the door 2 seconds. So I'm going to have some of my cookie. Actually, you know what? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that there and then this here. So I've got two screens. I've got... Whoa. What have you done? Whoops. There we go. It's fine. Everything's fine. So you're there. Laptop's there. Main screen's there. So I need to kind of balance up. Put the audio on a little bit. Oh, right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Come on. This is a race. Okay. This is a race. Oh, the cookie. Oh, watch the cookie break. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh. Oh. Decadent. We're in Monza. I can give it one of them. So good. I love that. They've got Jacobs on the front, on the start finish line. I love that. I love that. True. F1 sprint. Fastest man in the world is an Italian right now. Decent. I respect that. Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, medium, Norris, Ricciardo, soft. Interesting. So McLarens could be in a strong place. Pretty much everyone's gone on mediums apart from the McLaren boys. So I guess they're hoping for a bit of a slingshot off the front. Interesting. Interesting. Why am I breathing so loud? I don't know. Oxygen, innit? You know? Oh my god, this dog, man. Minton, right, come here. Wait. You are, honestly, this dog, right? I closed that door because of the light, right? And he scratches on the door. I open the door and he just stands there. And I go to pick him up and he runs away. You don't like the door being closed, do you, mate? Here he is. You are a pest. Oh, look, he's looking at my cookie now. He's literally looking at my cookie. Not for you, buddy. Right, come on. Come on, buddy. Right, you just sit on my lap, okay? Behave. No, you're not getting my cookie. Right, formation lap. Going around. Most of the way round now. Oh, George has got the... Oh, interesting. Yeah, so the helmet camera from yesterday, the angle wasn't great. It was quite down, wasn't it? It was kind of on the wheel, but they fixed that. The angle's much closer to what Alonso had now. Dig it. It's good. Decent. Right, well, we're going to have at least 2 stand-in starts into the first corner over the course of this weekend, which is always... Monza's typically the most problematic first corner in Formula 1 in terms of it's a problem for a lot of drivers a lot of the time. But yeah, fingers crossed it's a bang, all right. I'm looking forward to this. But yeah, I feel like I can feel Alonso moving through the pack here again, like he has done, like he did last time at Silverstone. Come on, here we go. Here we go. Is everybody ready? And I'm not looking at live chat because I know I'm probably a bit behind, so I don't want any spoilers. Come on. 4, 5. Lights out and away we go. Go on, Valtteri. Lewis, poor start from Lewis. Poor start from Lewis. Norris. Hamilton's fallen right back. Bottas checked out. Daniel Ricciardo, P3. Lewis is being swallowed up. Lewis has fallen back at least to P5 there. Oh no, damage. Gasly. No, Gasly's off. Gasly's off. Oh, he's all right. Curva Grande. Yeah, Gasly's fine. He didn't hit the wall that hard. The gravel did its job. But Gasly is out. Oh, one of the Alfa Romeos spun as well. Is that Bobby K? Pierre Gasly is fine. But yeah, he obviously lost his front wing into that first corner. Well, he got it clipped and then it went under the car and he just went through the gravel. Well, look, this is the thing with sprint. If this was the actual race, that's his weekend done. At least now, yes, Gasly's going to start from the back tomorrow. Not ideal. Especially given he's in my F1 fantasy. But, right, so who's he clipped here? Yeah. Back of Ricciardo. Wasn't it Ricciardo that he kind of hit the back of Bahrain as well? When he lost his front wing? But yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's scary, man. He tries to hold it out around the Curva Grande, but the wing just breaks and goes under the car, but there's plenty of gravel there to slow the car down, so he's fine. I mean, the thing is, if he slows down, he's going to start at the back anyway. Difficult to say if he'd have been able to rescue it. Ooh, yeah. Lewis would have seen his mate just fly off. Yeah, Lewis, unusually poor start for Lewis. We're used to him having a quality start, and then Sonoda and Kubica come together. Kubica spins. Can Kubica carry on? I think he can. I think he's been able to get it going again. Whew. Yeah, Yuki's damaged. He's changing his front wing as well. New tyres. Fresh set. That's the thing, you're allowed to sprint. Obviously, yeah, it's only an 18 lap race. You are allowed to stop, so yeah. Well, there you go. Interesting. Where is Checo? I think Checo, it's not showing us the timing. It's not showing us the placement boards on the side, so I can't tell you. Yeah, Gasly's getting towed away, so we'll probably get a couple of laps of safety car here, which just makes the race even shorter. All right, let's watch the start again. So who's getting a good start? Good start from Fernando. Terrible start from George. George had a shocking start. Absolutely shocking start. Daniel Ricciardo, fantastic start. Almost, Verstappen almost goes into Ricciardo, but Ricciardo firmly got the jump. Hamilton was behind Gasly. Hamilton had an absolutely awful start. And then one of the Ferraris was challenging Hamilton. I'm assuming it was Leclerc. It was challenging Lewis. But yeah, not often do we see Lewis have a poor getaway. Bottas just flies past him. Verstappen flies past him. Lando's on the outside. Ricciardo flies past. Oh, I'll tell you what. He's a lucky boy to not get any damage there. And obviously Gasly wasn't so lucky. Yeah, might well have. To be fair, I glanced at the chat when I think Hamilton and Norris might have had very slight contact. Here we go. Here's Norris is on board, and Norris gets a nice getaway. So he goes inside of Lewis. Lando sends it, and then yeah, I mean you can't see too much. From Lando's point of view, you can't really see any contacts, but there must have been a very slight one. Bottas with the best getaway. 4.25 seconds to 200 kilometers an hour. Oh, yeah, Sonoda, Kubica. It's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? And then, yeah, that mullered Sonoda's front wing. That's a shame for Gasly, that. Yeah, I mean, he positioned his car perfectly. The McLaren. Okay, so the McLaren had to back out so Ricciardo had to slow down because of where Max was to stop them connecting, and then Gasly went into the back of Ricciardo. Damn. Yeah, it's one of them. I don't think any of them are anyone's fault, really. I mean, it's such fine margins. There's a reason that this corner always claims victims. Yeah, I don't really think that's anyone's fault, to be honest. Ricciardo has to get out of it to not have contact with Max, but Max is more than entitled to put his car where he did. And then Gasly just unfortunately runs into the back of him. But it's ironic, isn't it? Because I'm sure at Bahrain it was Ricciardo that Gasly went into the back of. What do you make of it, Minton? What do you make of it, mate? Hey? Oh, man. Well, look, listen. At least, and if anyone's going to pull it back, like, into the points from the back of the grid, then he's got a great chance. Mwah. There you go, mate. Oh. You. So it is Bottas from Verstappen, Ricciardo, Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz, Giovinazzi still up in P8. Oh, no, up to P8. jumped 2 places, Giovinazzi, obviously helped by Gasly dropping out, but would have made up a place anyway. Stroll P9, Perez P10, Vettel P11. So Vettel's ahead of Stroll. Bottas has dropped it in a good, like, as in he's driven away. Not dropped it as in crashed, don't worry. Bottas is fine. Good little gap to Max as well. Here we go. And then, yeah, Alonso, Ocon, Latifi, Schumacher, Mazepin, Russell, Kubica, Tsunoda. Right. Nando's going for Seb. Other than that, ooh, careful. There we go. Now Seb defends well there. Looks like Alonso might have a bit of a run on Seb here. Might have a bit of a run on. Here we go. Ooh, Carlos is interesting. Carlos is giving Charles something to think about. Oh dear God, you see the lock-up plumes of smoke, man. Here we go, yep. Nando's got past Seb. Alonso moves up to P11. Ocon's now thinking about it as well. So Seb seems to be struggling. Seb does seem to be struggling. Perez is P10. So Stroll's moved up to P9. Giovinazzi's moved up to P8. And yeah, Hamilton's still P5. Hamilton's still down in P5. Oh, Bottas, tell you what, Bottas is looking pretty comfortable. Max isn't really that close. Yeah, if anything, he's extending, if anything. Perez going for a move on the outside of Lance Stroll. Ooh. Into the first corner, a bit tight, but everyone's all right. Yeah, Latifi's ahead of Russell. Russell had a terrible start. Jules had an absolute shocker off the line. Tsunoda's slowly moving up here. Oh, Perez is looking for it on Stroll, but Stroll's defending. Perez, this is the thing. Perez has got to try and, you know, it wasn't a great almost sprint qualifying suit. We know Sergio's better in race than qualifying. And obviously this is a race. So this is Perez's opportunity to move up through the field. But unfortunately, he's only moved back so far. So it's Bottas, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Perez, Alonso, Vettel, Ocon, Latifi, Mazepin, Russell, Tsunoda, Schumacher, Kubica. Gasly, unfortunately, he's out. Why don't I do a watch on for the actual races? Because I do the vlog chase stuff. And also the races are very long. This is like balls to the wall, 18 laps. This is kind of a bit more bite-sized, isn't it? Maybe one day. Here we go, George Russell, helmet cam. Look at that. Look at that. Tell you what, he's got a Haas that he's probably going to have a good run on here, George. Go on, George. Oh, he's good at. Oh, nice. Up the inside goes George Russell. Past Mazepin, as you'd expect. Okay. Will Russell get past Latifi? That's the question. So yeah, Bottas 1.5 seconds clear of Max. Daniel Ricciardo's 2.5 seconds back from Max. Yeah. The McLarens aren't able to close that gap up on Max. Race pace, I suppose, isn't it? But yeah, true. Bottas would still get the pole position, wouldn't he, if he wins this, the official pole position. It's just then tomorrow he'll start from the back. And have some more of my cookie. Hamilton's eyeing up Norris here. Lando's gonna struggle here to keep Lewis behind, I think. What happened with Charles? Oh. Yeah, Charles is fine. But the transponders on the thing on the side is just falling right down. Yeah, Charles is fine. Charles did have a good little run on Lewis before the yellow flag came out. He probably, if Gasly hadn't have brought out a yellow flag, I reckon Leclerc might have got Lewis up the inside of turn 3, 4, that kind of section. But no, Charles is fine. Charles is fine at the minute. But Lewis is, to be fair to Ricardo's holding, like, if anything, Ricardo's extending that gap between him and Norris, which is good to see, because we haven't seen enough from Daniel this year, have we? So it's promising to see. But Lewis is coming for Lando. I don't know how much longer Norris is going to be able to hold him back for. Other than that, how the gap's looking. The gap's looking all right. Fastest lap, Valtteri Bottas. Perez is within half a second of Stroll, but I mean, I can't see him on screen. See, that McLaren's so quick in a straight line that even though even though Hamilton's closing that gap up through the twistier parts of the track, down the straight line, that McLaren is so quick. Lando is, Lando's holding on, and obviously he's picking up a bit of slipstream from his teammate. And again, yeah, how much is it worthwhile Lewis really pushing, He's got to balance the risk, isn't he? Especially as Max is P2. But yeah, Danny's looking good. To be fair, other than that, the field's kind of leveled out a bit. Stroll's within a second of Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi's fallen a little bit back of Sainz, but fair play Gio, still P8. Oh yeah, I didn't realise the music was still on in the background. Sorry everyone. The music doesn't really suit this. Thank you, the Noosh, for telling me. Right. Yeah, I mean, Lewis is within a second. Obviously, Norris hasn't got... Oh, here we go, Perez. Perez on Stroll. On the outside. Give each other space, boys. Oh, Perez is going to have to take evasive action. He's going to have to let Stroll back past. Right, he's going to have to let Stroll back past there. Oh, I don't think he is, though. Perez, you need to let him pass, mate. Checo, you've got to let him pass. What are you doing? Checo, you just got to let him pass. You're just making it worse for yourself. I don't understand. Stroll. Did I say Stroll? Why did... Yeah. Right, Perez is giving it back. The problem is now, that puts Alonso right on Checo's arse. I don't get why Perez just didn't... Of course they weren't going to allow that overtake. Weird. Stroll cut Perez off. Yeah, but I wouldn't. I don't interpret it like that. Perez going again though. Here we go. Part 2. Perez is well alongside here. Oh, careful. There we go. That's the move. Oh, Fernando's sensing an opportunity up as well. Almost gets Stroll. See, look, this is what Nando does. This is what he does. He might have a run on Stroll here. So Perez gets past Stroll. Alonso's got a great chance here. Stroll's gone on the inside. Right, Alonso's going to cut back here. He'll get a good run out of the corner. He got Vettel near here earlier in the race. Just Fernando, he's just so impressive. The way he can just cut through the field. So good. How's Pierre doing? Pierre is out of the race. Sorry, AGD Ben sucks. So, currently, Bottas leads the race from Verstappen, Ricciardo P3, Norris P4. Norris is 2 seconds behind Ricciardo, and obviously has Hamilton to worry about. Hamilton's within 0.6 here, has DRS. That flap is open. I don't think he's gaining enough though. That McLaren's so quick down the straights, and even though Norris isn't getting DRS off of Ricciardo, he is still getting in his slipstream. He's within 2 seconds. That's definitely enough to get slipstream. But yeah. Well, Alonso is looking close to Stroll. Ocon's looking close to Vettel as well. So the Alpines seem to have more pace than the Aston Martins here. That seems to be the case. Obviously, Alonso already got Vettel. And is now right on the chuff of Stroll. Ocon's closed up pretty close to Vettel. They both seem to have a bit more pace here. So, there you go. Well, fair play Latifi. Latifi's pretty close to the back of Ocon as well. Russell's a good 2.5 seconds off of the back of Latifi. So this would actually technically be Latifi out-qualifying Russell if it finishes like this. Lap 11 of 18. Seb's P12. Carlos is P7. Carlos and Charles are actually pretty comfortable, you know. 3 seconds off the back of Hamilton. Giovinazzi in P8. Perez will probably close up on Giovinazzi, but I don't know how much more he'll do that. Lewis just can't get close enough. That McLaren is so slippery. It's so slippery, you just can't. And I guess they're just managing that gap. Ricciardo's not going to get Verstappen. He's 7.5 seconds off the back. If they can just keep that McLaren gap between Ricciardo and Norris at 2 seconds, then Norris will keep getting slipstream. And that should be enough for him to defend from Lewis Hamilton as long as Lando doesn't make any mistakes. You know, if McLaren played the team game here, a 3-4, Ricciardo P3 qualifying, very much on the cards. Very much on the cards. Tell you what, actually. Let me put this in and then... Oh. That was the last time I used text on this. 13 of 18. I'll update this as we go. Another little overlay. There you go. Lap 13 of 18. Bottas still leads. Verstappen's 2 seconds behind. 2 seconds behind. So, you know, I think Max can be... Again, Max knows that Bottas is going to start from the back tomorrow regardless. Of course, yeah, sure, he'll get an extra point if he finishes P1 today. But is it worth Max pushing and going for first? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, Mazepin's P17 because Kubica spun. I don't know why he's ahead of Schumacher, to be fair. And Ricciardo... Oh, no, Lando. I think Lando is doing... Have you not noticed, right? Ricciardo's got this little strategy of slightly going on the gravel or grass and kicking up dust to go in the face of the car behind. I'm sure Lando just pulled that trick on Lewis. Tell you what, the gap between Norris and Ricciardo is growing. But I guess McLaren will be telling Daniel, right, you're going to finish P3, keep Lando within so many seconds so you can get maximum tow, because Lewis is trying, but he just can't get past. He just can't get past. That's it. It's a slippery McLaren. It's a bloody dolphin, I tell you. Right, lap 14. But yeah, the softs, they are on the soft tyres, the McLarens, so this could be a bit tasty. Could be a bit tasty. Yeah, Latifi's really close to the back of Ocon. Really close to the back of Ocon. Cookie's so good. So good. But yeah, as things stand, Verstappen P1, Ricciardo P2, Norris P3 for tomorrow. Hamilton P4. Perez is 0.7 behind Giovinazzi. Can't seem to get past as of yet. Norris, Hamilton making a little bit of a big slide. Big slide. Big slide from Lewis. Almost made a massive mistake there. Well, he's lucky to not go in the gravel there. Oh, Perez Stroll under investigation. That'll be interesting. I don't think anything will come of that because Perez let him back pass, so it should be fine. Yeah, Latifi's within just about a second of Ocon. Ocon's within about a second of Vettel. Yeah, it's kind of... I think the rest of the field... Alonso... Who's been the most impressive driver so far? I don't know why I did this bloody lap counter because I keep forgetting to update it. Well, Perez is under investigation because he overtook Stroll off the track, but he did give him the position back, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, Giovinazzi holding position ahead of Sergio Perez. It's been a good drive from Antonio this. Qualified P10, has moved up to P8. Obviously gained one position. Gasly crashed, so that inherited the other position. Yeah, Ricciardo's doing a great job. Norris is doing a great job holding off Lewis. And that slippery McLaren's doing bits. All right, we're going to see because Antonio is close enough to Carlos Sainz. He's within, it's 2.5 seconds, not just over 2 seconds off of Sainz. So he is picking up a bit of slipstream from Carlos Sainz, which I think is helping him keep Sergio behind. But Sergio looks close. But obviously this is down the straight. Is he close enough? Oh, I tell you what, he's got a chance here. No. Perez just needs a little bit, that straight to be a little bit longer. But yeah, Sergio can't seem to get past Antonio. Russell is down in P15. He will qualify behind Nicholas Latifi as things stand, officially. Obviously, again, is this actually qualifying? I'd argue not. But in terms of record books, this will be George Russell's first L he's taken in qualifying in a Williams ever, as things stand. But I'll tell you what, Giovinazzi's really pulled it out, hasn't he? He's pulled it out these last couple of weekends. He was unfortunate. Oh, here we go. FIA radio. Ooh. The FIA are investigating whether Sergio gained a lasting advantage or whether he gave the position back quick enough. I don't know how quickly you have to give back the position. Michael Massey is like, oh, okay, no problem. I'll pass that on. Jonathan Whitley is having a moan. Interesting. We'll see. I don't think they'll get penalised for that. I would be very, very surprised. Although, even if Sergio got a 5-second penalty, he'd still be ahead of Lance, because Lance has fallen back almost 7 seconds from the back of Sergio now. Yeah, I just don't get why Perez didn't give it back straight away, but never mind. No further action. There you go. See? Told you nothing had happened. Well, Verstappen has held that gap to Bottas at just under 2 seconds. Has got fastest lap, which doesn't actually count for anything. But Valtteri Bottas, tell you what, consistent, smashed it. Tell you what, honestly, my predictions have actually been pretty spot on. Not to toot my own horn. Obviously, Gasly has been struggle with the day, of course, not George Russell. But George hasn't had a great sprint qualifying. He's fallen back, down in P15, behind Latifi. He's about to lose his 100% qualifying record against Nicholas Latifi, yeah? But yeah, Bottas is leading. I'm just going to get rid of this because I forget to update it. Final lap, everyone. Bottas ahead of Verstappen, Ricciardo, Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz, Giovinazzi, Perez, Stroll, Alonso, Vettel, Ocon, Latifi, Russell, Tsunoda, Mazepin, Kubica, Schumacher. Gasly is out. But tomorrow, it's going to be 2 McLarens in the top 3. Daniel Ricciardo, great drive, pulling away from Norris. Pulling away from Norris, if anything. But shout out Norris as well for getting that move done on Hamilton at the start, and he's kept him behind the whole race. Valtteri Bottas is going to come around on the first weekend. It's announced he's leaving to win the sprint race to qualify P1 for tomorrow's race ahead of Max Verstappen. And Daniel Ricciardo gets a point for coming third in the sprint race and will start on the grid second. If he can make a good start tomorrow, Daniel Ricciardo, race win, I do wonder what the return is on that, because that could be vibes. That could be vibes. Bottas did all you could expect him to do. Has done really this weekend. Qualified first yesterday, qualified first today. We'll start at the back tomorrow. Unfortunately, that is a real shame. That is a real shame that Bottas is starting at the back. But obviously, fresh engine, fresh parts, like that's certainly helped his performance as well, having all them fresh parts, no doubt. Hence why the penalty is there. But yeah, smashed it, Valtteri. Well done, mate. And Ricciardo as well. Ricciardo. Starting P2 tomorrow. Very good. Very, very good. You know what? That was all right. I saw some of you saying it was boring, but it was okay. It was all right. Again, the biggest L was Pierre Gasly. Pierre definitely took the biggest L. It was just unfortunate, wasn't it? You know, you can't really blame the drive. Like, in those kind of instances, I don't think you can attribute too much blame. It's just a very slight, like, Ricciardo's had to get out of it because Max is there to stop them crashing into each other. And then Pierre's so close behind Ricciardo because it is like a car park going into that first corner. Them contacting is kind of inevitable. But yeah, an extra 2 points for Max Verstappen opens that gap to Lewis up to 5 ahead of tomorrow. And basically pole position. With Valtteri taking his engine penalty. Sergio finished P9, so he finished where he started. Wasn't able to make any progress. If anything, actually, Sergio lost the position. Finished where he started, but obviously Gasly qualified ahead of him and DNF'd. So on track, Sergio actually had a net -1. But we'll start P9 tomorrow, so it's going to be tricky for Max, but at least from his point of view, he's got the 2 McLarens behind him with a bit of a buffer between him and Lewis. But Daniel Ricciardo front row, it's been too long. It's been far too long. How did Daniel get ahead of Norris in the first place? He just had a better start. Just positioned his car very well. Just had a better start, to be honest. But yeah, McLaren's looking podium worthy. You got to think over a full race distance, Mercedes would find a way to strategize and not come out behind. But it just depends on the start. Lewis had a really poor start, really poor getaway, and Bottas just took off. Really, fair play. But yeah, like credit to Lando, credit to Daniel, credit to Valtteri, credit to Giovinazzi, P8. qualifies P8. That is the official qualification classification for Antonio Giovinazzi. Alonso made up positions as well. Again, considering where he was yesterday, he finished P11 here. Credit to Fernando Alonso. No big surprises there. I think in terms of strongest drives, he was up there in the conversation for sure. There you go. Done. And Latifi has officially, okay, not in spirit, but officially, the rule this is Latifi's first qualifying victory against George Russell. Credit to Nicholas. George had a shocking start. Absolute massive L taken by George at the start. Just didn't move. But yeah, there you go. Latifi has out-qualified George. Latifi has out-qualified George. There you go. It's done. Let's go back to my... so these were my pre-race predictions. You know what? Best sprint quali team. I think McLaren's got to take that. McLaren's got to take that dub. Driver of sprint quali. I wouldn't say Fernando had the... I don't know. Who are we saying? Who's your driver of sprint? Who do you think the best driver of this sprint was? Oh, Fernando's got moments of the sprint. His overtake on Seb. Look, Fernando got past Seb. Great move on Seb. That was fantastic little cutback. Quality little cutback from Fernando. That was next level. So, well, I can take the dub on that. I can take the dub on that. And you know what? Russell and Alonso definitely had two of the best and worst performances. So I'm gonna give a question mark to these two. Okay, I'm gonna give myself some credit. Okay, all right. You've got to scratch your own back sometimes. All right. Certainly up there in the conversation for Fernando. Certainly down there in the conversation for George Russell. But there we go. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I think out of the two McLaren boys, I think Daniel Ricciardo's got to take, surely, because he started behind Lando, got ahead of Lando, and then gapped Lando. Whereas Lando, yes, he got past Lewis, but lost out to Ricciardo. But also held, I know he held Hamilton behind, and that deserves credit. But for me, I think Ricciardo just about takes that. Because Lando didn't really need to aggressively defend because he had enough pace. Lewis was never really in a position to... Hamilton was never really in a position to attack. But at the same time, that is credit to Lando because he didn't make any mistakes. Thank you, Alan McDonald, for the $5 Aussie. Danny Rick. I hope you Aussies out there have stayed up for this one. It's been it's good to see. It's good to see him up there. You know I love a bit of Daniel Ricciardo. Who doesn't love Daniel Ricciardo? Come on. He's a legend. But there we go. Thank you everyone for watching. Guess I'm going to call it quits here. That was fun. It was alright. It wasn't the most amazing spectacle of all times, but there were some good little battles. Alonso Vettel, Perez pushing it against Stroll. Obviously Norris Hamilton and Ricciardo's great start. Bit of drama with Gasly unfortunately getting taken out, or not getting taken out. It was unfortunate. It was unfortunate. I don't think you can really blame anyone for that. But yeah, there you go. Thank you everyone for watching. Daniel dropping the Italian. He is a Ricciardo, isn't he? So he's got his Italian links. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I won't see you tomorrow, but I'll see you on Monday for the post-race reaction. So yeah, you know what? It was all right. Max starts P1 tomorrow without his taking the engine penalty. Daniel P2, Lando P3, Lewis P4. So it's a good day for Max. All in all, very good day for Max. He extends that gap by another 2 points to Lewis, and ultimately, Lewis is behind both McLarens. which we know they're quick in a straight line. So interesting to see what Mercedes do for tomorrow. But yeah, cheers everyone. Have a good day. Be good, be happy, stay hydrated, and